Hello there, amazing viewers and subscribers, and welcome to a brand new Doctor Who video for today, and of course the latest episode in my series of ranking every single season and series of Doctor Who from 1963 down to 2022. So if you want to check out the rest of my series, I have done a massive playlist from where ranking from 39th place all the way down to 22nd place. So for this video it's 21st place. So as you can actually see, I've changed a bit round. So I've got some good Doctor Who posters I bought from Comic-Con and me pictures that I've met with the actors behind me. So talking about what is actually in 21st place, it is no other than, of course, the very first season starring the 5th Doctor. Yeah, you know this one. It's season 19. So I'm going to pull up the box set here and then I'm going to talk about each, you know the drill. So as you can see, this is season 19 on Blu-ray. I have got it signed by Peter Davison and Jeanette Fielding. So yes, season 19 is of course in 21st place. So what can I say about this season that makes me want to put it into 21st place? Well, it's a good season. It's not a really bad one. I mean, the bad ones is definitely in the 30 category, definitely in the 30s categories. These are the ones that I physically enjoy. It's got some stories I really don't enjoy, like Black Orchid or, of course, Kinder. But it's got some other classic stories in there that are truly amazing and epic, brilliant, you know, so much more. So I want to talk about this season. So, season 19 broadcast from the 5th down to the 28th of March 1982, starring Peter Davison as the 5th Doctor, Jeanette Fielding as Tegan, Sarah Sutton as Nyssa, and of course Matthew Waterhouse as Adric until, you know, the end to the last story. This season is the brilliant debut for Peter Davison, so we've got 7 great stories, like we got Cash Trafalgar, Force of Doomsday, Kinder, The Visitation, Black Orchid, Earthshock, and Time Flight. So I'm going to talk about each of these stories, what I enjoy from them, what I don't particularly enjoy from them, and hopefully the pictures come up about this season. So, Cash Trafalgar, it follows on from Logopolis, where the 4th Doctor has just regenerated into this new incarnation. And yes, you know, season 18 is very much higher than season 19, because I like that season a lot more. This season, it does suffer with a few issues. I do think Davison has too many companions. It's not like how it was in seasons 1 and 2, where the 1st Doctor had 3 companions, because that was a really good dynamic. In this one, some companions do kind of get like pushed to the side, and some companions do get pushed a bit more forwards, which basically is just Tegan. Because sometimes I feel Nyssa and Adric really do get really sidelined quite a lot in this season. Well, Adric definitely, Nyssa not so much, but Adric does kind of get more pushed to the side by the Doctor, so he can deal with Nyssa and Tegan's problems before it gets to Adric. Cash Trafalgar follows on with the Doctor suffering with regeneration amnesia after he's taken a pretty much, you know, he's took a fall from the station. Can't remember the name of it. The power station that sends messages out beaming to the walls of stars. And of course, it has interference with the Master. Anthony Ainley. This is Anthony Ainley's like 3rd outing in Doctor Who, but it's his 2nd outing as the Master. And he's absolutely brilliant once again. I do like the way how he kidnaps Adric from the TARDIS. He manipulates the offence and basically torturing Adric a bit to make a planet called Cash Trafalgar. Force Doomsday, the 2nd story, where this one was actually the first one to be filmed for Peter Davison's run. I have to say, this one, it's okay-ish. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just okay. It's really just one of those where it's just like, it's not good, it's not bad, it's just okay. I'm sorry to say that. It really is just, you know, meh. It's just okay. I do like the robot idea, saying where he lifts up his face, goes, "This is me." I really do enjoy that piece as well. The 3rd story is, of course, Kinder. My least favourite Peter Davison story. I really don't care for Kinder. I don't really mind it. I am in the middle of reading the Target book to say, would that help me enjoy the story a lot more? But at the moment, not so much. Kinder is literally my least favourite Peter Davison story. Then, of course, we jump into The Visitation. Now, my God, this one is absolutely brilliant. This is the one that made me enjoy the 5th Doctor in his season. I mean, my first proper Davison story I ever watched was actually Earthshock. So, growing up, I really watched this one with my dad twice, I think, on DVD. Yeah, twice. I've only watched it twice with my dad, and then I watched it on my own for the last couple of times. This story has really, really grown, in my opinion, because I really do enjoy the visitation. I love the Tellarites. I absolutely love the way how the Doctor kind of gets his sonic screwdriver destroyed in this one. And he even says that epic line, I feel like I've just lost an old friend. Because, as you all know, the second Doctor created the sonic screwdriver way back in season 5, where he pulls it out of his pocket. What is that? It's a sonic screwdriver. I think it's View from the Deep. He actually shows the sonic screwdriver, or is it the enemy in the world? What? Definitely season 5. And then it literally takes him up to this point for the sonic screwdriver to get destroyed before he gets a new one. And what can I say about the Tellarites design? The Tellarites design are really fantastic. Some sort of reptilian design. Absolutely brilliant and smashing. I really do enjoy that. Black Orchid, I'm just going to skip Black Orchid because it's not a great story. I don't really enjoy that one. I absolutely find it a little bit boring in my aspect. I'm sorry to say that, but I do find Black Orchid really, really boring. My favourite story of the season is, of course, the next one, which is Earthshock, the return of the Cybermen after 1975. Yes, after 8 years, the Cybermen return, and my God, they return in such a fantastic way with a cyber bomb trying to destroy the Earth. You've got cyber androids protecting the cyber bomb until, you know, what happens. We're on the freighter. The TARDIS materializes on the freighter. The Doctor's walking around. The Cybermen come. And I really love the Cyber Leader going, my army awakes, Doctor. I just really love David Banks as the Cyber Leader. And this story is generally fantastic because this is the second time in Doctor Who we actually see a companion die. Because the very first one was actually Katrina in the Darkest Master Plan. And to actually see Adric is the second companion to actually die. And the Doctor's just there watching in his TARDIS. And he can't really do nothing because the Cybermen basically destroyed half of the TARDIS console with the Cyber Gun. Oh, actually, I'm just going to call it the Cyber Blaster. The Cyber Blaster. I really just enjoy Earthshock for what it is. It's fantastic. It's 10 out of 10. Earthshock is honestly my all-time favourite Cyberman story. It's my all-time favourite Cyberman story. It's in my top 5 Peter Davison stories. It's literally just my all-time favourite Cyberman story because the Cybermen in this one are done so much well since, you know, Revenge of the Cybermen. But not as well as they were in the 60s, but this was still brilliant. And this is the still one from the 80s I physically enjoy. If I was going to say how I rank each Cyberman story from the 80s, then it'd definitely be this one, followed by Attack of Cybermen, and then, of course, Silver Nemesis. But I really do enjoy this story because it's absolutely brilliant. And the way Adric dies, it's just fantastic the way Adric dies because instead of him literally going out being shot, he sacrificed his own life to save the Earth. Admittedly, he does go and kill the dinosaurs, but, you know, we can give that one a little bit of a slide. And then, of course, the final story is, of course, one I do enjoy. Not many people in the fandom actually do enjoy this one, but I'm going to be honest, hands on heart, I absolutely do enjoy this one quite a lot. It's Time Flight. This one, I honestly have to admit, this was the very first time I actually watched Anthony Ainley as the Master with me dad. This is the very first one I actually ever watched with Anthony Ainley as the Master. I love the way how the Master disguised himself as Kali going, Shala, Shalom, Shalom, Shali. And then, of course, when he gets knocked out, and then you kind of got this green blood, and they think Kali's dead. And the Master goes, no, Doctor, you never do understand. You never do. I honestly just really love Time Flight for what it is. It's got some great cameos from other celebrities. I can't remember their names. I know one of them appeared in Only Fools and Horses as Roy Slater's police friend before he turns against Roy Slater in To Hole and Back. I know he's in this story. Honestly, Time Flight is just honestly brilliant. I mean, this whole season, we start off with the Master, end with the Master. We have the return of the Cybermen from, you know, so really this season is pretty much an enjoyable season. It ends with the Master, starts with the Master, ends with the Master. And the way the Master is literally sent to the planet Asterius, which does lead into the King's Demon, because that does get brought up in that story. I honestly love this story. It's brilliant. It's fantastic. I love Concord, the way the nose is, and I really do love the way this story just really plays out. And you can tell this story doesn't really have the budget after. I can guarantee the two stories that definitely had the most budget in this for this season. I have to admit, it's definitely The Visitation and definitely Earthshock. I really do think these two stories had the budget where the rest of the season did not have much budget. Saying that, I really think Black Orchid had some good outdoor work. So I really think that had the budget as well. And Castle Valor, because the only things that I actually think that was actually studio bound was, of course, Fort of Doomsday, Kinder. Yeah, and of course Time Flight, apart from stuff being filmed on Concord and stuff. So yeah, 21st place, it is season 19. What do you think of season 19? Is it your favourite Davis season? Is it your favourite season of Doctor Who in the whole general? Let me know in the comments. Please do like, subscribe, and share. And join for more awesome Doctor Who content. Have a cracking day, you amazing viewers and subscribers.